Asset management is essentially the landlord's strategy for managing property held as an investment with two main goals in mind. Firstly, to maximise income, and that's generally going to be via rental income. And secondly, improving the capital value. And in practice, the two things go hand in hand. There's various strategies that a landlord can take to manage their asset effectively, depending on how proactive the landlord wants to be, how much capital investment they want to put into the asset, and also their attitude towards tackling the legal issues that will often arise when managing property effectively. There's really three broad categories of asset management. And the first is really quick wins. So things that a landlord can do pretty shortly after acquiring a new property or new asset with a view to improving the value on a short-term basis. Firstly, some small-scale capital expenditure, usually on the shared areas and common parts of an estate to improve its look and feel to the tenants, occupiers, and obviously the wider market. Secondly, dealing with any tenants that have previously been in breach of their lease, bringing them back in line, particularly where their breaches are impacting on other tenants or on the appearance of the estate. And thirdly, dealing with any tenants who are holding over on expired leases and may therefore be paying a rent that's under market value. Initiating renewal processes quickly after acquisition presents the opportunity to bring those tenants back up to a market rent and increase the rental income that's generated. That really leads on to the second category of effective asset management, which is managing occupational leases appropriately. Good, effective and proactive landlords will keep a tracker of all of their occupational leases when they're coming up for expiry. And the main aim here is ensuring that renewal processes are initiated in a timely manner, again, with the goal of making sure that at all times tenants are paying the best possible rent that could be achieved for that particular property. As and when tenants do vacate and leave the premises, this will also include pursuing dilapidations claims and ensuring that the landlord is made good for any disrepair or reinstatement work that needs to happen when the tenant vacates. The third category of asset management strategy is redevelopment. And that could include things like new development on vacant space on an estate. So, for example, installing a new drive-through or pod unit, or it could include throwing all the cards up in the air and completely demolishing and starting again. Perhaps with the aim of attracting a new profile of tenant. In either case, this can be a big project. And the crucial part here is ensuring that existing tenants are dealt with effectively. In the example I gave about making use of vacant space, the important part will be making sure that the leases enable the landlord to do the development work it wants to do on that space. In terms of a complete demolition and rebuild, then an effective strategy needs to be put in place for securing vacant possession of the entire estate and making sure that all of the leases can be brought to an end simultaneously. Beyond that, the landlord will then need to think about planning and construction issues that can arise from a project of this type. So in summary, there's a lot to think about and a lot of different strategies that a landlord can take to manage their assets appropriately. Professional institutional landlords will have full-time asset managers directing this sort of strategy. And the exciting part for us as lawyers is to be a part of the team that puts that strategy into practice.